Hi, I'm Susan Evans from susanevans.org. I'm all about hands-on learning, and today we are going to make some confetti eggs. Yes, when I grew up in Guatemala, we used to have confetti eggs at school on the 20th of February, believe it or not, which was El Día de Tecunuman. So it had nothing to do with Easter. But I'm going to show you how to make confetti eggs because they're really fun to crush on people's heads. My best friend and I often have done it on New Year's Eve to hearken in the new year. So you could do this any time of year. Okay, first you will need some eggs, you will need some tissue paper, confetti, scissors, glue, and a funnel with a large hole on the bottom, not too small, or the confetti will get stuck in that bottom part. So the first thing you want to do is grab an egg. I get the pointy side up, and then you just fearlessly break it, okay, along the top, okay, and then you pour it out. Okay, so what it's going to look like, of course, you can make a nice omelet out of that. What it's going to look like is this. You, of course, want to rinse it out. Okay? So it's going to look like this. All right? Empty. And then what I do is put it into an egg carton and let it dry overnight. The reason you need it to dry is because if you put confetti into something wet, it'll stick to it, so you don't want that to happen. Okay? So here we go. Here is this, and it would be dry by the next day. So cut little strips of this until you have tiny squares, and then what you need to do is put, okay, get a close-up of the egg here, put a piece of a little square, and then what I do, see, this is the bottom, okay, is I do one here, one here, one here, one here, and I choose two different colors, okay, and then I use those two colors over and over to make a checkerboard kind of a feeling. Okay, this is how it looks. Okay, so you just keep going. So I do that to start, and then I glue these corners, and you will sometimes have to have two that are the same color side by side, but don't worry about it, it doesn't really matter, does it? These are just fun and colorful confetti eggs. So you just keep going like that until you cover the entire thing. Okay? And then what you want to do is you want to get that, let it dry. And what I do is I let it dry in there too, but every once in a while I'll pull it up. And if it sticks to the crate, what you could do is just gently pull it up. If you yank it off, it might crack. So, but it's usually fine. The other thing you can do is sometimes you can have plastic ones of these. These egg cartons come in plastic, and they wouldn't stick as much, I don't think. So what you do is you put this here, and you get the confetti and open it up. And see how I do it little by little? If you do it too much at a time, it gets stuck along the bottom. The other thing is if you get smaller confetti, then it goes in easier than larger confetti. However, it's harder to clean up than larger confetti. So there's good and bad about both. Now some people fill it up to the top. Some people fill it up halfway. Some people put just a tiny bit in there. So when it cracks on people's heads, and it doesn't hurt when it cracks on your head. So when it cracks on their heads, it's just a little bit of glimmer. I like to do it about halfway or a quarter of the way, as you could see here. Then you cut a piece of tissue paper that's color coordinated with one of the colors that you have. And then what you want to do is put glue on the edges, okay, and then glue it down and just kind of smush it down. See how beautiful that is? So you let that dry, and then it's all ready to go the next day, and you crack it on somebody's head. And you just run around and play tag and crack these on kids' heads and see how many different kinds you can do. You can do lots of different colors, okay? You could do black and red, or it doesn't have to be traditional, pastel-y colors. It could be all kinds of colors. So look how colorful these confetti eggs can be. And please visit my website at susanevans.org.